Alright, hello. We're here with the first person that will partake in my workshop for assignment 4. Please tell us your name.
My name is Cindy Carrillo.
Yep, and she is my mom. Alright, so we're going to start out with a few questions. The first one is, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling relaxed. I like being outside, so I'm relaxed.
Okay, cool. Second question, how has your mental health been these past few days/weeks?
Although I've been stressed out quite a bit, I think it's been positive. Basically, that's it.
Okay. Third question, are you someone that particularly enjoys nature?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how about art?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So those are the questions, and now we're going to go into the actual workshop. Here to your right. So my inquiry for Sustainable World has been relating sustainable practices to therapeutical practices, because I want to focus on how mental health and sustainability are related within each other. And so I'm not going to tell you a lot about it now. I'm going to let you do the workshop and experience what I experienced throughout the semester through my inquiry yourself, and then we'll tie everything back together at the end. So the way that this workshop works, it is an art workshop. There is a bunch of art materials, markers, pencils, crayons, there's paper over there, and as well as natural art material such as flowers, there's red dirt, there's some plants, there's rocks, and you're not just limited to just what's here. There is a whole environment around you that you could go if you'd like and pick out more plants or rocks or whatever you would find that you would like to make. And there are no limits for what you can make with the art that you want. You can just go for it and feel free to do anything. And yeah, everything's yours. Go ahead.
All right. It's a closed little bud like that. You have them enclosed. And when you know that they're ready to fly, go on their own. You help them get out there. It's crazy.
Okay, so Cindy has finished her art piece. So, yes, please show it to the camera and explain what it is.
So for me, this is basically a desert landscape, semi-desert or whatever you want to call it. Phoenix, basically. Basically showing that even though there's only dry dirt visible, there's still things that bloom and grow beautifully in their own environment. They will thrive, they will adjust. And you can see that the sun is there. I think that the sun is, I mean, it's one of the biggest things that keeps this world, you know, being what it is. So without the sun, I don't think the plants would be possible. The life on this planet would be possible. So that's that.
Alright, awesome. Alright, so I see that you use a lot of the natural art materials, such as the plants, the grass, and you created that brown color with the actual dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the sun, you use the pollen, right?
I used the pollen from these little flowers.
Okay, awesome. Very pretty. Alright, so now we're going to go into more questions. So the first one is, how do you feel now compared to how you did at the beginning of this experiment?
I think I'm more relaxed than what I was. I was already relaxed, but I think I feel more calm. I think it was relaxed, but now I feel more calm.
Okay. And then how did you feel during the process of making art?
I don't know how exactly I felt. I think I felt calm, basically, but I felt that time was just I wasn't thinking about time, you know. It was relaxing. It was a moment where I didn't have to worry about anything.
Cool. While being in this natural setting, making art with both natural materials and non-natural materials, what were your thoughts? It could be about anything. Doesn't have to be about your feelings. Could be about your feelings, your thoughts, just random things that popped up in your head.
I was thinking about how amazing it is that everything finds its own way to thrive and to grow no matter where you are. You can be in California, you can be in Alaska, you can be, you know, here in Arizona, in Phoenix, and everything, you still find beautiful flowers blooming, and it's just how amazing nature can be. The same way that when I was picking the pollen off of these flowers, I noticed that there were some buds that weren't still open, and I guess the pollen wasn't, you know, the pollen wasn't ready to leave. So I noticed that it's amazing how it's gonna open and be ready to open, and it will almost seems like the flower pushes, gives the pollen a little bit of help and pushes it up. And you can see this little flower, the little threads, the pollen is pushed up to bloom and be ready to travel and become something else, you know? It's amazing.
Great, awesome. And do you think that because we were in a natural environment like this, do you think that influenced all of these thoughts and feelings that changed and occurred throughout this process compared to as if you were in a closed room that was not in nature? or not using natural materials?
Yeah, I definitely do think it affects the way you think, the way you see things. Think you get out, you're basically going to be able to see your surroundings and think a little bit more of everything that's around you. When you're inside, you think about those things, because I always think about them, but it almost seems like it's your focus is somewhere else.
Okay, and then last question. Did it ever cross your mind throughout any part of this exhibition that by using natural products, it is healthy for the environment and therefore sustainable, or were you just focused on creating your art piece and channeling your expression through it?
I think it was both things. I mean, I was thinking about how natural and prettier it would look if I used natural stuff. And obviously, I was at a point where I was going to use yellow paint for the sun. And I rapidly did not like how unnatural that was going to look. So, yeah, I think a little bit of both.
Okay, awesome. So the reason why I asked the questions before asking you to make art and then asking you to be a part of this workshop and then asking you the questions afterwards is because, like I stated a little earlier on, I did an inquiry throughout the semester where I researched about sustainability and mental health and trying to see what sustainable practices could be integrated into therapeutical practices to see if both sustainability and mental health could be benefited from each other. And so what I found out was that there are already some therapeutical practices that are considered sustainable, such as ecotherapy. And ecotherapy can be anything from having a therapist tell you or prescribe to you like a day at the park, or going to take a hike and then reflecting on it, or making art like we did now and using natural things or not natural things. And so it mixes both sustainability and therapy together, and it benefits each other because it's the fact that they're not changing therapeutical practices to fit sustainability because they don't want to take away the point of therapy, which is to help people with mental health and improve their mental health. What they did was use the benefits that nature and sustainable practices already naturally have to be used towards therapy, so that nature is integrated into your life rather than you trying to help nature itself. So therefore the question where I asked, was your purpose like trying to help nature or just focusing on your art? And you answered it was a little bit of both. But I asked that one specifically because it shows that nature, the benefits that come from sustainable practices is the fact that you're integrated in nature. That's when you feel centered, and due to my research and conducted surveys as well, I realized the same things, that it is about being in nature, being naturally involved with nature rather than the purpose of helping it. But by naturally being involved with nature, you're naturally actually helping the earth and sustainability as a whole. So some people use art in terms of like, some people, like naturally, if you want to get into ecotherapy, some people will start reusing their clothing and make new fashion, that's art, or reuse plastics and make little sculptures and things like that, or even use fruits and vegetables to make paints and so forth. So yeah, so this is all just to show the experience that I went through and realizing that really it's about being integrated in nature, and that's where we get our mental health benefits and health benefits in general. So alright, thank you for being a part of this little exhibition and expressing your feelings and thoughts.